This is our session today with Matthias Kirschner, the president of the Free Software Foundation, that will share a bit how the foundation engages children and teenagers in coding and technology. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. My name is Matthias Kirschner. I work for the Free Software Foundation Europe. And Free Software Foundation Europe is a charity that empowers users to control technology since 2001. Now, recently, we thought about how would the world look like in 2048 if the FSFE will be successful. Why 2048? Because we thought that the likelihood of us being still alive in 4096 is quite low, so we still want to have a chance to actually see what we are doing there. And so one of the areas, one of the things we thought about was that by 2048, we want young people to love to tinker, experiment, and code, and do this with free software as the default. And in order to do that, we already have two activities mainly in this area. So one of them is Youth Hacking for Freedom. Youth Hacking for Freedom is a coding competition for teenagers. The idea is that you can code on any project, but it needs to be published under free software license afterwards. And the thing is that you have to do that for several months, so you need to show some persistence. And the winners will afterwards be awarded with prize awards from 1,024, 2,048, or 4,096 euros. So what we did there was the people are then starting to code after the registration period, and then they come together there, and we have some online meetings with them where they come together. We have some presentations about different aspects of coding, of collaborating, of free software, of licensing. And there we also create a space where they can then meet each other, talk with each other, and get to know to other people in their age group that are coding free software. And the cool thing about this, and also the chat we provide there, that even so it's a competition, they already live the free software values. Like when one of them says, oh, I have a problem with this, others are telling me, oh, have you tried it that way? Or can you check out this website? Or have you tried this library? So this is really amazing to see already in this contest how they already live those values there. So after this, we then have a jury that is deciding about who are the winners. In this case, was in the first year, we have a smart table assistant. And then those awarded projects, they are then invited by us. And the idea there is that by then documenting and showing people in Europe, young people in Europe, what others in their peer group actually are creating and what amazing projects they are doing, that we motivate and encourage them to also try that out. And that's not something that some people somewhere in Silicon Valley or wherever, that they are creating cool stuff. No, it's others at their age that are doing really, really cool stuff with free software. We then bring them together in Brussels for an award ceremony where they can meet each other and meet like-minded people in their age group and get connected with them. And yes, the other nice aspect there is that we also bring their families there. And for some there, it's also a situation where parents come there, they have nothing to do with computers. And the first time they see that, oh, there are lots of people here who think what my child is doing is really great, while sometimes they have other experiences that their children are a bit special and they have interests which are not matching the interests of a lot of other people in their peer groups. So yeah, we are there, we meet with them, their parents. We also encourage them to get deeper in the free software community, like to attend conferences, give talks about the projects they were doing, introduce them afterwards to people who are working in their field already, and meet people from the jury who are already well-established people in the free software community. So one thing where you can really help us there is please help to make this more known. so that more people are registering. And when there are the winners out, help us that they are more known what they are doing, so that we create those examples, those people where they look to and say, oh, that's great. I mean, if someone with 14 years can create this thing, then I can also start programming. I mean, maybe not this thing, but I can do cool stuff with computers and with technology. I can start to tinker and experiment and exchange with others how we can do this. So please help us with this. This would be really, really good. The other activity we are doing is like, how do we reach them when they are still younger? So I was in this situation myself. So I had 2 children, or I have 2 children. And yes, for me, it was the question, like, how do I explain them why, for me, it was so cool to enter the free software community, to experience all this great people that help you to understand how technology works so that you can accomplish something that you love doing. And how can you start to explain them the aspects of software to their life and technology to their life. They will be surrounded by way more technology than my parents have been. And if they want to shape their future, they need to be active citizens in this. And some of them in the generation, they will need to have to change technology in order to accomplish what they want to do. So I thought about, how do I do that? And the result there was that, I was first looking, are there any books or other things that I can use to transport it to my children, but I didn't find something that was really fitting. So I started to tell some bedtime stories to my kids, invented some, good that some of them are way forgotten already. But it was about software, hardware, tinkering, why it's cool. And the outcome afterwards about that was that I wrote a book about this, about those stories. And the book is called Ada and Sangemann, A Tale of Software, Skateboards, and Raspberry Ice Cream. And this is exactly about this, like, why is it cool to tinker? Why is it cool to create stuff with others? Why is it good to share your the way to create something with others? And also create opportunities to talk with others, with your children, about ethical questions around technology. And explain them also that, if they want to be active citizens in a democracy, that they should try to understand how technology works. So we translated the book. It's available in over 10 languages now, and several of them are also printed. We have a Git repository with all the material about the book, because we decided we publish the book under license which is compatible with free software licenses. So everything there is open educational resources. It's under Creative Commons, buy, share alike, and you can use all the materials there to adopt it, to improve it, modify it, do whatever you want to do with it. You find all the information there in the repository, and you are encouraged to use that. And people actually then used it. So, for example, in France, the Ministry of Education decided that, oh, that's cool, there's something under an open educational resource license. So they did a translation from German to French. And it was not that people in the ministry were doing that, but it was a project with 4 schools and over 100 pupils who did projects lasting from 1 to 4 weeks, where they talked about the book, real-world examples about the book, their ideas about that, and then they did an online collaborative translation of this. And then afterwards published it with a publisher. Also very nice, we received some fan art from, I had to put that in because it's connected with France, from David Revoy. So you also, we got fan art. Another example there of what was possible there. I got an email by the head of HR from the Volkswagen distributor in Spain. He told me, this book is great. Someone of their department was able to read German. He said, it's great. Our mission at the moment is to encourage more girls to be involved in STEM. And we think this book is good. Is that available in Spanish? We would like to distribute it to schools. Said, no, it's not yet available in Spanish. And the negotiations with publishers took a very long time, and at one point they decided, we pay a translator to do the translation. Some of the FSFE translators helped to check it. So thanks to Anna and Lina, who are sitting here. And the result was that they are now printing several hundred copies of this book, and their STEM team, a lot of women from the Volkswagen group, they are now going to schools, reading the story, talking with children about technology, and especially encouraging girls to get involved in technology and in coding as well. When we talk about readings, so we have also started doing readings. I myself read the book now in the last month to around over 1,700 children. Just this morning again, we had a reading here at Neutech Park with a lot of children. And several others also started doing readings. Here in the audience, I also see several who already did some readings, thanks to you. And more and more people are starting to use this. I recently got the feedback, it's really great in your Git repository. In 5 minutes, I can find the relevant files for my language, download that, read the guideline, read some tips and tricks for doing readings, and I went out and did a reading there. Yesterday, I received one by someone from a large company. They received the feedback, oh, great, I did a reading now at my daughter's school. So this is really something that is easy to replicate there. And it takes 33 minutes to read the book, and afterwards you can talk with them about all kind of cool stuff, like their ideas for inventions, talk with them about their questions about software, about sharing code, about how is it okay or not okay to restrict what people can do with the software. Oh, that's all possible there. And there are teachers now who are using this resource as well. They also love that there's an open educational resource. The books, yeah, you can buy some, which you can then lend around. But the other material, it's all there. You can send all of them the ebooks, all available. We have teachers who had then some projects where they read the book and afterwards encouraged the kids to send letters to Zangemann. It's amazing how well they already understand those issues. It's really, really great. So we publish them on our website with the permission of the pupils and the teacher. They have great ideas for inventions, like this machine that can scan any object you name, and afterwards you can also see how it looks inside. Or this football t-shirt machine, a football shirt machine. So really, really great what a kind of imagination starts there. And afterwards the feedback is often like, I want to start programming. And how do I do that? And that's exactly what we think is cool about that you can encourage them to understand why they should learn all of that and why they should be persistent and continue when they don't know, when they make mistakes and they think like, oh, I don't get further. And on Ada Lovelace Day this year, we've also published a movie. Thanks to our FSFE supporter, we got the funding together that we could also create a movie out of the story. And that's also published as open educational resource. It's available on this website. Other languages will follow. So yes, please join us with this. Try out to do readings. It's really like the energy you will receive from doing those readings is really, really amazing. I mean, you can talk with several people here who did that. It's what motivates me afterwards for several months when we then fight against Apple about getting funding at the European level. It's really great. I can just encourage you, try that out. Share the video with others. Make sure that they know that this resource is out there. And as a last point, please, we need your financial support to continue projects like this, to continue other projects of us, like the thing Alex mentioned, that we are working to ensure that there's funding for free software on the European level, sustainable funding. The thing that Lucas talked about, that we are working on the DMA litigation with Apple. We need your support with that. So please take out your phone, laptop now, go to fsfe.org/support and become a supporter. Thank you very much.